Hello and welcome. Today I'm doing a video on my current favorites. So I'm just going to be talking about the makeup that I've been really loving lately. I'll throw in a little bit of skincare and hair care and brushes as well. So if you'd like to see all of that, just keep on watching. All right, let's start off with skincare. I just have one item I wanted to talk about. This is the Sisley Gentle Facial Buffing Cream. It's a scrub that you use in the shower. It does have a physical exfoliant in it, but it's quite gentle on the skin. It's just a sample size that I got with an order one time, and I've just really been enjoying it. It doesn't irritate my skin at all, and it's been doing a really good job of just really smoothing the skin. When I get out of the shower after using this, my skin feels super smooth and really soft, and it's kind of moisturizing at the same time as doing that little bit of exfoliating, and it's just really nice. The way that I think you're supposed to use it, or at least the way that I use it, is I wash my face, clean all the makeup off if I have makeup on, and then I actually dry my face and then apply that to a dry skin, and I just let it sit on my face while I'm doing the rest of my shower, and then at the end I wash it off. It's just been a really nice product. I don't know if I would purchase the full size because it's very expensive, but I've really been enjoying this little sample, and it's actually been lasting me quite a long time. I've had this for a few months now, not using it every day, but just kind of a couple times a week. And I have one hair care item I wanted to mention as well. This is the Playa Ritual Hair Oil. I really love this product. I talked about it a little bit in my Sephora haul that I did, and so I don't really have anything new to say about it, but I just think it's really excellent, very lightweight, doesn't weigh down the hair or make it greasy. You can use just a little bit and it'll go a long way. But if you need to reapply it, you know, sometimes I'll put it in after my shower, and then I like to reapply it once my hair has dried, or even the next day. It never weighs down the hair, makes it look greasy, no matter how much or how little of it you're using. It has a really nice light scent, and I just think it really works very well. Now moving into makeup, I just wanted to mention the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Gel. This is the shade Soft Brown, and I think this is quite a good shade for me. It's what I have in my brows today. It's the only thing I use for my brows these days. I find it so easy to use. I do like the Dip Brow Pomade, and that's what I've been using up until I got this. And that's very easy to use and works really well for me as well. But this is even easier. You just take it out in the spoolie, and I kind of wipe a little bit of it off here and then just draw it right through my brows, and it's super easy and quick to do. Now moving into complexion, the Lisa Eldridge foundation has been a big favorite lately. It took me a while to really get to know this, and I'm still playing around with different ways to use it, but I do find it works best if I prime my skin first with some sort of glowy product like the Auric Glow Lust, or like the Westman Atelier Lit Up Highlight Sticks. My favorite shade of these sticks is the Pärla shade, and this is also a current favorite. So it's been working really great as a primer underneath this foundation, as well as a beautiful cream highlighter on top of foundation. The Lisa Eldridge, I've just really been loving since I've learned how to work with it, and I find it gives a very perfected look to the skin. I'm wearing it today. I'm wearing it on top of the Westman Atelier stick, and it just smooths onto the skin so beautifully, really blurs over the pores and wears perfectly throughout the day. So this is, for me, both an everyday kind of foundation and a special occasion foundation, because I know it's reliable for me now that I know how to work with it. And that brings me to another favorite, which is this Sonia G brush. This is from her Lotus set. It's called the Base Brush, and this works really well with the Lisa Eldridge foundation. I know when Lisa brought out her foundation, she talked about how her preferred way to use it, and most makeup artists' preferred way to use it, is with a flat brush. And this is kind of like a flat brush, but for me, it's a good compromise between a flat brush and a more fluffy brush, which I generally like to use for foundation. So I find this just works really well, both for doing that kind of motion that you would do with a flat paddle brush, but it also has the ability to kind of blend and buff at the same time. It has a good shape so that you're able to get into smaller areas. So even if you're using this as your concealer as well as your foundation, you can just use this one brush and it just works really beautifully, very soft. It's a combination of natural and synthetic fibers, which makes it perfect for applying cream and liquid products like foundation. I have a couple of other brushes that I wanted to mention as well. These are both Sonia G brushes too. This one here is the Face Pro. This is so beautiful. This is all natural fibers, but it's a combination of dyed and undyed goat hair. And I found that that's my favorite combination of fibers in the Sonia G brushes. I just like the versatility that you can get with that combination. Soft enough and gentle enough, and the dyed fibers help with that. But it's strong enough to stand up a little bit better, pick up product a little bit better, and just do everything that I want it to do with the undyed hairs in there as well. It's super, super fluffy, and it just makes powder application very, very quick and easy. And then the other brush is also a Sonia G. This is the Inoshige Pro brush, and this I've really been loving for bronzer. It reminds me a lot of my soft cheek brush right here, which is my favorite for blush. And it's just kind of a bigger version, and it has a more domed shape at the top, which is perfect for me for bronzer and or contour, because it allows you to really get into that shape more precisely. But then it also has the ability, because it's so fluffy, to really blend in product, blend it on the rest of the face. So again, this is just something that's made makeup application even easier and more enjoyable. Again, it's beautiful quality, very nice and soft, and just perfect for bronzing and contouring. Another complexion product I wanted to mention is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. This has been around for ages, and I know it's a favorite of a lot of people, and I've rediscovered it recently. I used to have the shade Chantilly, which is a very light shade, but it's quite yellow in its undertone. And this time I got the shade Affogato, which is just perfect. It has, I think it's described as having a peach undertone, and it's the perfect shade for me. It matches my skin really beautifully, and it's kind of a magical product. I like to usually use this with my Sonia G mini base brush. That's another one that's a combination of synthetic and natural fibers. Just dunk it right into this pot. It's a little bit smaller than the circumference of the pot. Just dip it in there really lightly and just kind of airbrush this product over the face wherever I need it. And it is kind of a miraculous product. It is really like a filter and airbrush on the skin. It's a magic eraser for anything that you need to get rid of, but at the same time, really undetectable, especially if you're doing it in really light, thin layers. So I think this is a beautiful product. I would highly recommend it to anyone who's interested. Another complexion product, I'm big on complexion, especially on an everyday basis. That's really what I'm paying attention to, is the skin. And so I wanted to mention this Gucci powder. This has been out for a while as well, but I got it during the Sephora sale, and I have it in the shade 00.5. It's described as a fair olive tone shade, and it's a really excellent shade for me, beyond the packaging, which is just incredibly stunning and so satisfying to use and look at. The powder itself is really lovely as well. It has kind of micro reflective spheres in it, so it's not going to give you a flat matte, which is perfect for me. I don't really like flat matte powders, so I can actually kind of use this as a finishing powder, similar to how I use my Becca Light Shifter powder. And when you look at it in the pan here, it's very light, obviously, but it looks almost like there's a grayish bluish cast to it, which I wouldn't mind too much really, but actually I found that when it goes onto the skin, it's going to be impossible to see here, I think, but when it goes onto the skin, it actually has a little subtle warmth to it while still remaining very, very light. So the shade I'm really happy with. The formula is beautiful. The whole package is just fantastic. It can be used as an all-over setting powder or finishing powder, or just in certain areas where you need to powder. The next thing I wanted to talk about is the Patrick Ta Sculpt and Bronze Duo. I have this in the lightest shade. She's statuesque. This is another thing I got in the Sephora sale, and I've just been using it almost every day since I got it. and I especially love this cream contour here. It's a perfect shade for me, and it blends so beautifully into the skin. And the bronzer here is not my ideal shade. It's a little bit more yellow than I would like, but it's still nice because it's really, really light, and the powder itself is very lightweight as well, which means it's really easy to get just a very light wash of the color, or you can build it up to have more intensity. So I like both of the parts of this product, but especially the cream contour. And I think it's just really excellent and very easy to work with and looks incredibly natural and seamless on the skin. Another complexion favorite, I think this is the last mainly complexion item I wanted to talk about. These are the Victoria Beckham Cheeky Posh Cream Blushes. I've been using these all the time as well. I have 3 shades, but the ones I've been using most are Miniskirt and Knickers. So that's Miniskirt. And then this one here is Knickers. They're just beautiful, super wearable, everyday shades. They look incredibly lovely on the skin. They give a beautiful blushing from within, slightly glowing finish. And I find that they last about as well as most of my other cream blushes. So you can still see the color if you don't top it up throughout the day. But I think around the 4 or 5 hour mark, I like to top it up a little bit, and then it's perfect for the rest of the day. And it works really well just on bare skin or minimal makeup, as well as over a full face of makeup, even if it's powdered. It works really beautifully. And I just love these colors. I love the formula. And I also like it on top of powder blushes. So kind of doing that Patrick Ta concept with his blush duos that he has. I love to do a powder blush as sort of the main blush, and then just take a little bit of this and just pat it right on top, right on the apples of the cheeks. And it just brings the face to life in such an incredible way. So that's another way that I love to use these. For the tones, the formula, and the versatility, I really love these Victoria Beckham blushes. Another recent favorite is the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette. I love the blush in here, and I think the highlighter is really beautiful as well. The highlighter I haven't really been using on an everyday basis because it's a little bit blingy for me for everyday, but for if I'm doing a full makeup look or if I'm on camera, this is incredible. And then these eyeshadows as well are just perfect for me. I love these tones. I love the color story here of kind of that soft, warm color story. It's perfect for me. It's what I want to wear on an everyday basis. Really easy to wear and just really flattering, I find. So I love this palette. And then I also wanted to talk about another Natasha Denona palette, which is the Camel palette. This I got on sale at Sephora a couple months ago, maybe, or a month and a half ago or so. I think it was half price, and I'm so happy I got it. I've had my eye on this palette basically since it came out a couple years ago, and never bought it, but once it was on sale, I knew that was the time to get it. And again, this is just a beautiful color story. Similar to the Glam Face palette, none of these go orange or too warm on me, and they're just beautiful kind of neutral leaning warm tones. And I really love this shade here. I like that it's light enough to work as kind of one of those cut crease type shades. It works beautifully as an inner corner and brow bone highlight. I just think everything in this palette works so well together and is again very, very easy and flattering on an everyday basis. Also wanted to mention the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. This is incredible. I loved it when I first tried it. I've done a full review of this palette and I've been loving it since then as well. Even on an everyday basis, I find this is really beautiful. These more earthy type tones here are excellent for every day. And I also love these lighter pink shades. So I love to do a look using this shade, and this one down here as my shimmer. And then I can, if I want a deeper shimmer, I can use this one here. It's a perfect, really light, ethereal, beautiful, kind of neutral pink look for the eye. And it's, perfect for every day, really any occasion. And I just think this palette is an excellent quality. I love the color story and I love the versatility of this palette. The last thing for the eyes I wanted to mention is this Lancome Lash Idole mascara. I've had this for a while. I really need to get a new one actually, but this has been an amazing mascara and I wasn't sure what to expect when I first got it because it's not the type of wand that I like. I prefer a straight wand that is not too fluffy. but I found out how to work with this in a way that I really like. What I like to do is first use this more convex side to kind of paint the lashes, and then once I've painted everything, then I flip it over and use the more concave side to do another layer on top, and it works really beautifully. I'm wearing that mascara today. I think it gives beautiful full lashes. It gives a nice balance of volume and length. It doesn't look too clumpy, and it has a really nice deep black color. It also works really easily and well on the lower lashes as well. So this is a really great mascara. And last but not least, I just wanted to mention something for the lip. I wanted to talk about the Lisa Eldridge Enhance and Define lip pencils. There have been 3 shades that I've been using the most pretty much every day. They are Fawn, Affair, and Decade. So I'm actually wearing Fawn and Decade today. I have a very light nude lipstick, so I used Fawn to line my lips first and shade in a little bit, and then I put on my Charlotte Tilbury Kim KW lipstick, and I found I just needed a little bit more definition, so I went in with the Decade liner and just added that little bit of contouring and shadow around the edges, and I think it's magical for that purpose. I got this for that reason mainly. I thought it would be able to do a job somewhat similar to the Makeup Forever Endless Cacao, and it does. And these lip liners, the formula is so beautiful. It glides on incredibly smoothly, and you barely even have to touch the product to your lips for it to go on, and it lasts beautifully on the lips and pairs beautifully with lipsticks of both satin and matte formulas, and it also works really well with balms. So if I'm doing a very minimal makeup or even no makeup, I love to take either Fawn or Affair. Fawn is a little bit lighter. It's really closer to my true lip color, so I really like it for just a very natural lip look. So I take either Fawn or Affair and do a little bit of outlining of the lips and then just throw on a balm or a gloss on top, and it's beautiful. I like the way the colors mix, and they're perfect everyday colors for me. So I think that's everything I wanted to mention today. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions or comments below. And if you'd like to see more from me and you haven't subscribed to my channel already, I'd love for you to do so. Thanks again so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.